Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode from the series Feuillard Studies of the Young Cellist. In today's lesson we're going to cover study number 45, which is a study for Mordents. Before I play this study, it's useful to know what a mordent actually is. A mordent, which comes from the word mordere in Italian, which means to bite in English, is an ornament indicating that the note is to be played with a single rapid alternation with the note above or below. Alright, this is really confusing. I stole this from Wikipedia. Me personally, I didn't understand anything what it meant. But anyways, let me show you a small excerpt how it sounds like without a mordent and with a mordent. Let's do this. So the second one was a mordent. Alright, before we continue with this lesson, I kindly ask you, if you want to see more free cello lessons like this one over here, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. And now I will play through the study number 45 by Feuillard, Studies of the Young Cellist. Don't worry, I know what you think after this playthrough, like, oh my god, mordents are terrible and very hard to do. No, it's actually not. It's just because this study number 45 is specifically for mordents, and like it's the whole time we're playing mordents with a pinky, then of course it's very tiring. As I always tell to my students, Feuillard is like going to the gym. When you go to the gym and work out, you just get tired, which is normal. Same thing over here. But there is a common problem that people do, people that are not familiar with mordents, is to play this unrhythmical. So like this. This often happens, and it's because it's not learned the right way. It's not because of your left hand articulation or a laziness in your fingers, whatever, but it has to do with the right timing. So let's say I am not familiar at all with mordents. How would I approach this? How would I practice? So let me show you now step by step how I will develop playing mordents. So the first step, we will play this music without any ornaments. So without the mordents. If you wish, you can do it slower. In fact, I actually suggest always to do as slow as possible in order to put the puzzle pieces together. So if you want to play slow like this, you can. And if it's too fast, you can do it even much slower. Anyway, that's up to you. You can do slowly, and then bit by bit, you gradually speed up the tempo. But first step would be play this without any ornaments, the whole piece. Now let's say that you know the music and everything is in your hands. Now we play only the mordents. So that means each first note where there is a mordent written. So let me show you an example. And it's very important to keep it very disciplined, so very rhythmical. Did you hear? Tak-tam, 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 tak-tam. So this is very important. So if you feel you're doing this, so if you're playing really unrhythmical, then you are doing the wrong way. You should be very disciplined. So that's why this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is very important to keep in mind. Of course, it depends on the music. Here I'm playing like in a pretty fast tempo. So the faster the tempo goes, the faster the mordent. Of course, it depends from music to music. Sometimes you can take more time and so on. But okay, we're doing Feuillard today. So it's gonna be the active way. So very important, keep that in mind, to be very rhythmical. Takatam, takatam. And always on the beat. So this is like actually the upbeat, the mordent. So to be exaggerating, the beat is this. That's the first note, right? So we wanna do so we kind of wanna accent. Actually, if you wanna practice this, you can do accents, you can exaggerate. That's why we have our practice sessions, to exaggerate. Afterwards, of course, you can adjust, to do less accents and so on. But very important, again, is to maintain this very disciplined. If you have a metronome, even better. Practice this with metronome. Cool. Now, let's say that you are starting to feel this discipline, this activity in your left hand. Then you can try to play this with groups. So we have 2 groups in each measure, right? One group of 6 notes and the second group of 6 notes, okay? So what you wanna do next is this. Now we go to the second measure. And so on. Good. Let's say that you dominate this. Why not now per measure? So like that. Stop. 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 Good. 1 measure. Now you can do 2 measures if you can. So like this. Stop, because now 2 measures are finished. Now we add the next 2 measures. And there it is. And I believe if you are capable to play 2 measures non-stop, then I think you can add 4 measures and so on, and you can play the whole thing. So and so on. I won't play or else it's gonna be hurting a lot. But for me, the most important step is to get this discipline in your fingers. So this one. That one. So no laziness in the fingers. Your fingers has to be very active. Another thing that I often see when people are playing Mordents is that they lift too much their fingers. So, because I talk about finger articulation and hammering and so on, yeah, that's all right. But as we are dealing with very fast notes, we want to stay pretty close to the fingerboard. Like, pianistically, if you watch a pianist playing, I don't know, like a third movement, a rondo by Mozart or from a Beethoven concerto, the finale, you always can see, that it's minimal movement, but very well placed, very well organized. It's all about organization. So maybe you can even try to play a scale like that. And you can choose fingerings. Anyway, if this etude over here is a little bit too advanced for you, for sure, Dotzauer's method, Piatti's method, whatever method you're doing, I'm pretty sure there are etudes with Mordents. Because Feuillard, somehow, it's quite misleading. It's called Studies of the Young Cellist. But, I mean, what does it mean, young cellist? Like beginner? Or a young cellist that is, you know, a promising young cellist? I mean, so this is very misleading. So if this etude is too advanced, go check the other methods. But remember, always, the discipline and organizing in the fingers, so that rhythmical thing. So if you have a metronome, again, do it. I know it's not nice to do with metronome. What is nice is to eat a chocolate cake. That's nice. But it's very important if you want to develop that, because in a lot of cello repertoire, we find these musical ornaments, like in Haydn cello concertos or Marcello sonata. Vivaldi sonata has a lot of them. So you want to pay attention on that. And let's say if this etude is too easy for you, why don't you level up and do Popper number 37? That's a Mordent study, and this one is a little bit more trickier, and I think it's nicer to do. In general, Popper I like, melodically wise and so on. They're much more fun than the Feuillard itself. Feuillard is pretty mechanical, but I think it's pretty important to do these Feuillard exercises if you want to take your cello playing to the next level. Anyways, that's it for today. Again, Mordents are not hard. You just need to pay attention and invest a little bit of time into it and listen very carefully with your ears and try to be very metronomical here, rhythmical, all right? Next etude is gonna be number 46, which is for double stops. So this is gonna be another challenging one, but that's gonna be for the next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.